The following is a presentation of Burlington Junior Barracudas Hockey, live. The following is a The following is a presentation of Burlington Junior Barracuda. The following is a presentation of Burlington Junior Barracudas Hockey, live on YouTube.
Where playoffs begin.
Is it desire? Or is it
Let's go!
Cause your love only gets me abused. Cause you
Across Calpac, long shot, hit right on, they score! Gabby Catalano comes across for Lee, penalties over, a shot, they score! Addison Lee has the icebreaker. Returns the pass to Lee, shoots, scores! Thompson to the middle, shoots, scores! Kaylee Tiller ties it. Addison Lee, she'll fire, save it, rebound loose, they score!
Near side, Freaky shot, scores!
Fires, glove save, Mana. Haley Thompson scores! Haley Thompson converts on the breakaway. Haley Tiller works in, cuts to the net, what a move, back in, scores! Game winner! Haley Tiller! Rebound, they jam away, they score! Tie game in the final minute. That's to Thompson now. Thompson looking out front. Haley Tiller, she scores! Haley Tiller, OT winner. Song for Krusel. Krusel shoots, scores! What a shot! Lauren Krusel.
Suter, Walker, scores! She scores! Burlington Barracudas are the bronze medalists at the 2023 OWHA Provincial.
Score! For the first time in their history, the Burlington Barracudas are Ontario champions! We are back at Scotiabank Pond. It's the third day of championship weekend. As get my dates a little confused here, but we're ready to go. It's the Burlington Barracudas taking on the Central York Panthers. Burlington looking to secure their spot in the U22 Elite Championship game. Jaden Ho here with Jared Bapty, and Jared, it's another big one for Burlington.
That it is. A win this afternoon would guarantee them a spot in one of two medal games. The determining factor is what happens between Mississauga and Durham on the other pad this afternoon. If Mississauga and Durham go to overtime, then Burlington will play for gold with a regulation win here. If it's a regulation win for either Mississauga or Durham, then Burlington will likely play for bronze.
I was looking into the tiebreakers this morning, Jared. I believe number of wins is the first tiebreaker.
Yeah.
So regulation win for Burlington and a regulation win for either Durham or Mississauga would tie them for tops in the group. Burlington would have 3 wins and play for gold. So a win before overtime should secure them a spot as it's chipped down to the corner behind the net as it's picked up down here by Lily Paisley. As they battle forward along the near side. Kaylee Tiller gets in there to try and dig it free. Takes a couple whacks, and now we'll get a whistle as that puck was not going anywhere, and we'll get a face-off in the Burlington end.
Yeah, I like to see a quick whistle on a tie-up like that. If the puck's not moving, you get the play blown dead, and you get a face-off, and you keep the puck moving, and so that's beneficial to both teams to try and keep this game flowing.
Chipped out to center here. It'll be worked back in by Ashley Miner. Back with it are the Barracudas now. Sarah Elson try to go glassing out. That was knocked down with a hand pass and will come out to center and get a chance to take a look at our starting goaltenders this afternoon. Jamie Stanford gets the call for the Panthers. 26 regular season games. She was 17-8 with a .923 save percentage, .356 goals against average. Riley Manna gets her second start of the weekend. Had an excellent game to start off the tournament, stealing that win for the Barracudas against Durham as a puck whistles wide of her. It's picked up down low by Van Berkel. She couldn't get it deep. Lauren Krusel tries to advance it out to center. That's turned back, and Cody will work it in for Central York. Cody drops it back. Abby Pack walking in from the line. She's checked quickly by Aubrey Biazzi. Bianca Hart tries to clear. Now Ella Frigi will tap it ahead for Hart. Hart to Biazzi up the wing. Biazzi gets down the corner boards as it's worked up to the line and out for Juliana Kalpakis. Kalpakis in deep. Sanford out of her net to play it. Left it there. Bianca Hart puts it out in front of the net, and Sanford wasn't quite back in her crease as Hart tried to bank it in. Addie Butler in on the forecheck now. She couldn't hang on to the puck, and Demi Lazarou works it out for Central York. Lazarou in, shoots, and a blocker save by Manna as she gets her first stop. Work back to the blue line. A one-time shot that's blocked by Butler. Picked up now by Shapira. Shapira to the corner. Worked around the net by Johnson. Here's a centering pass. Loose in front. Lazarou missed the net. Manna might have got a piece of that with the glove. Down to the corner it goes. A pass up to the blue line. A long shot. Manna, glove save, and she'll hang on.
Well, there's Riley Manna once again tracking the puck really well and just making sure that she's square to it and can get a piece of a shot like that, that you just get enough of it to send it wide. But I wanted to highlight what's interesting is Sanford's getting the start for the Central York Panthers this afternoon, as you mentioned. This is her first playoff game. She didn't play in the series against she didn't play in their playoff series, and, well, unless Ramp hasn't been updated yet, and she did play their first game, this could be her first matchup.
Another chance in front. Lewington scores. A quick shot in the slot, and as she falls, Ellie Lewington opens the scoring for the Panthers.
Yeah, that's a bit of a fluky goal, really. You kind of just lob it up and at the net as you're falling is Lewington, and Riley Manna unable to find that puck through a screen, and the Burlington Barracudas, who have not led once in these two matchups, is down again early in game number 3.
We all know by now that a lead isn't something that's going to deter this Barracudas team, but they'll have to work from behind once again as it comes back behind the net from Addie Delahunt. She'll backhand it out for her D partner Sarah Elson. She can't clear it past Martone. Martone in the corner, centering pass, trying to connect there with Miner. She couldn't settle it down. Picked up by Catalano. Takes it behind the net. She's checked by Martone. Delahunt comes up with it. Backhand up to the line. Haley Thompson, she'll swat this down the ice. Addie Butler trying to get there to beat out the icing, but first to the puck is Briar Deckers, and we'll come all the way back to the Burlington end.
Well, and I know it's a little early to be making comparisons, but in the 2023 provincial championship, the Barracudas faced the Central York Panthers in the bronze medal matchup, and it started off very much like this, an early goal that just kind of bounced its way by Shannon Harris. But the Barracudas stormed back and just took over that game completely. And we know how comfortable they are with playing from behind, so we'll see how quickly they can get back into this one.
2 regular season matchups between these teams this year. A 4-1 win for Burlington at Mainway, and then a 2-1 shootout loss in Central York, as is carried out by Haley Thompson, and she finds Kaylee Tiller, the overtime hero yesterday, driving the net. Tiller tries to get it out in front. That went off the pad. And we've got a whistle here. The net knocked off behind Jamie Sanford. Didn't seem like there was much contact.
Are you sure? I don't think the net actually was adjusted by anyone there.
Sanford seemed to think it was off. It looked like there was some adjustment made. I'm not sure. Either way, Kaylee Tiller takes this offensive zone face-off, and the Panthers take control. They can't clear the zone, though. Comes up to the line. Kaylee Tiller spins it off for Emery Butler. Butler works it in deep. Around the net it goes. Haley Thompson. 2 goals in the first game. Centers. Here's Tiller out in front of the net. Quick shot. It's loose. Oh, that was behind Sanford, but it's pulled out by the Panthers. Barracudas nearly with an answer, as this lead pass will get by everyone and roll down for icing against Central York.
Wow, that was really close for Addie Butler in front of the net there. Just a little bit more on that puck, and that probably would have trickled through Sanford. She wasn't quite able to drop down into the butterfly to stop that from going through her legs, but not enough on it to cross the red line.
Backhanded in deep. Ella Frege will give chase. She's on the puck. Frege feeds the point. Here's Chelsea Tiller. A shot that didn't get through. Cruzel on the rebound. Couldn't get that to the net. Tryfin. She tries to clear the zone. Barracuda's pressing here as it goes to the corner. Chelsea Tiller, rink wide. Here's Addison Lee. She shoots. Glove down. Oh, big rebound. And Cruzel couldn't jam it home. Ella Frege now. She feeds the point again. Across. Here's Maddie Delahunt with a shot. That deflects away. Went off the stick there of Lauren Cruzel in front of the net. And now the Panthers will get out to center. It's knocked down there by Delahunt, and will be picked up and carried ahead by Kira Johnson. Johnson gets it deep. Sarah Elson back there. She'll play it for Delahunt. Ordanis. She's got to wait for the onside as Janowski tags up. Played deep. Riley Manna stops it beside the net. Bianca Hart tips it up the boards. Catalano trying to race onto it. Threads it through. Couldn't find Aubrey Biazzi, who was ahead. Juliana Kalpakis now. Kalpakis trying to clear the zone. It's held to the line for a moment. Now Emery Butler on the other side tries, and she gets it out to Aubrey Biazzi. Biazzi trying to slip her way past Deckers. Janowski gets a stick on it. Played to the line now. Paisley has her stick checked as she's alone on the Panther change. Got to be careful in front of the Barracuda bench. A lot of bodies on the line change as Haley Thompson gets to the red line and dumps it in. Worked in behind the net. Addie Butler seals the wall. Butler leaves it for Kaylee Tiller. She's in flight in the offensive zone but couldn't hang on to the puck. Martone flips this down the ice. It's knocked down by Manna. Addison Lee, lead pass, trying to connect with Kaylee Tiller out of her reach. Icing called against Burlington.
Well, this is a little bit more like the Barracudas team we're used to seeing, right? They're a lot less on their toes, certainly, than when they were on Thursday. Getting a little bit more offensive zone time. cycling the puck around, trying to get some shots on Sanford early to give her a couple of tests.
Played to the side of the net. A quick shot from Martone. That was blocked, and Haley Thompson is away. Thompson has Butler with her. Carrying it in is Thompson. Down to the corner and behind the net. Played up to the blue line. Pack trying to clear. Frege steps in to take it away. Ella Frege cuts to the middle. Frege shoots. Blockered away by Sanford. Down low. Frege battling again. She's taken to the boards. In comes Georgia Haxma to try and dig it out. And we'll get another whistle as the puck's underneath Frege. And we'll get the face-off in Central York territory.
Well, this is what Ella Frege's been doing all playoffs. She's been really strong on the puck, winning puck battles, appearing where you might not have realized she is, right? Quickly causing that turnover, getting a chance on goal. She's got 7 assists now in the playoffs, and she's hungry for a goal for sure.
Barracudas hold the zone here with Lauren Krusel. She tries to cut to the middle. Puck just got away from Frege, and the Panthers will skate it out. Worked in by Tryfon. Chelsea Tiller sends it around the boards, trying to spring the rush for Burlington. It comes up to the blue line, and Ella Frege will jam it out to center. Right back in come the Panthers now. Work to the middle. That's knocked away as Lazarou lost her stick. Played back for Minor. Lazarou tips it into the offensive zone. Panthers change. Chelsea Tiller picks it up behind the net. Addison Lee. Lead pass. Finds Gabby Catalano, who's in. Catalano has Biazzi with her. Catalano looking for Biazzi, and it's into the skate of the Panther defender. High bounce into the middle. That's knocked down. It'll be skated away. Played deep there by Lewington, the goal scorer. Delahunt goes around, and that will end up all the way down in Central York ice. Here's Lewington. Had her stick checked by Catalano. Bianca Hart backhands it ahead into the legs of one of the Panthers trying to change. Now Martone. Martone works it deep. Maddie Delahunt chasing back after it again. Feeds Sarah Elson. Elson, lead pass, almost connecting with Haley Tiller, who might have been away. Haley Thompson now. Tiller comes up with the loose puck. For Kalpakis, she'll spin back. Feeds it for Emery Butler. Butler ahead for Kaylee Tiller. Trying to cut to the middle and does. Tiller on the backhand, looking out in front of the net. Oh, out of the air went Addie Butler, but she put it high. Back to the blue line. Kalpakis off the boards. Emery Butler. Butler into the middle. Haley Thompson couldn't gather that puck for a shot. Thompson on it again now, plays it to the middle, and nobody able to get a stick on it for Burlington. Trying to clear now are the Panthers, and they will with Abby Pack. Emery Butler trying to turn things up the ice quickly. Finds Ella Frege. Frege works it to the corner. She's taken in, and the Panthers will clear the zone. Gets past Chelsea Tiller as she goes back for it and plays it across for Addison Lee. Lee off the boards for Keelan Song. Back in the lineup after missing the game yesterday. Song works it out in front of the net for Krusel. She couldn't get that shot through. Chelsea Tiller steps up to try to hold the line. Couldn't do it. Able to stop Lazarou at center. Minor. Lead pass for Tryfon. She has her stick check and is taken to the boards by Krusel. Ella Frege. Back across. Here's Chelsea Tiller. Chelsea will fire that in. That's sticked away by Sanford and played up the ice. Picked up here in the neutral zone by Biazzi. Biazzi's turned back at the line. Minor trying to work it into the offensive zone. It comes to Catalano. She couldn't get past Janowski. Now a chance. Lily Paisley working in. Paisley to the backhand, and Maddie Delahunt had her all tied up. Lewington behind the net for Paisley. Paisley checked by Elson. Holding on as Paisley drops it off. Side of the net, a centering pass. Bouncing puck in front, and Riley Manna darts out and makes a glove stop.
Really strong defensive play by Maddie Delahunt to not give up on the play. She was initially beat by the Panther, headed towards the net, but got enough of a check on her to force her out to the left side of the ice Mana with a good push to stay with the puck as well, and there was no option for even a shot to get on goal.
Juliana Kalpakis turns in the corner and puts it up the ice. Haley Thompson trying to feed Kaylee Tiller, goes off a skate. Now Butler feeds Thompson. Haley Thompson in on the wing, takes a shot that's nullified off the stick of the defender. Now the Panthers try to counter. Stepping up from the line is Kalpakis. Goes off the glass to the line. Kalpakis holds again. Another chance to clear here, and this time it will be sent down by Elizabeth Janowski. Panthers change. Quick pass from Chelsea Tiller. Up the boards goes Butler. Rolls that in on net. Frasca picks up the puck. Frasca. Pass up through the middle. That's picked off by Frigi. Frigi lost it. Krusel comes up with the loose puck. Lauren Krusel trying to center that. Will go to the far boards. Keelan Song tips it deep. Van Berkel around the boards. Lauren Krusel gets in there for it and takes it away from Pack. Krusel out in front of the net. That didn't get through. Trying to step up. Here's a chance. Frigi, she couldn't get that shot to go. Up to the blue line. Martone tries to clear and will get this down the ice. Rolls past everyone and icing called against the Panthers.
That whole play starts from Frigi again, picking up a loose puck, creating a turnover, and keeping the play alive. That's 2 that she's done now. So she is being dog on the puck right now. Kept an extended amount of zone time in the offensive zone. Just keep trying to throw that puck at the net and see what you can get.
Here's Haley Thompson, top line back out, trying to go across. Oh, look out there. Went off a skate in front and a sharp stop from Sanford. Kaylee Tiller with a chance. And a quick whistle. Puck was loose for Thompson. Or Butler that was, but whistle goes and we'll get a face-off in the Panther end.
Yeah, a little bit of a tough one there, right? The referee's on our side of the ice, on the near side. Puck ends up popping out and down right next to the goalie on the left side. Difficult for that ref to see, and a quick whistle because you think that the puck is covered.
Thompson to the line. Addison Lee. Chelsea Tiller. Her shot blocked as Lazarou got down in front of it. Now the Panthers are out with Lazarou. Lazarou works in, shoots, missed the net. Up to the blue line. Minor down for Lazarou. Lazarou again across. Thompson scores. It's Anastasia Tryfin, and the Panthers jump out to a 2-0 lead.
Well, not unfamiliar territory once again for Burlington. Down 2-0 in the first period to the Durham West Lightning as well on Thursday, but this is a little bit of a broken defensive structure for Burlington. Chelsea Tiller gets caught, and she's trying to come back as quickly as she can. But because there's an odd player chance for the Central York Panthers, it leaves one man open, and that in front was Anastasia Tryfin, who buries it past Mana.
Barracudas right back to the attack, trying to get themselves back in this one, but it's taken out here by Shapira. She works it ahead. Maddie Delahunt there. Delahunt back for Elson. Elson's pass that was behind Hart, and this will skip down for icing against Burlington.
Well, and this is once again, you know, the message for me for the Barracudas. You've been in this situation before. You've come back twice. You can do it again. The extra added goal here right now is to do it in regulation.
As it comes back to the blue line here, it's spun in deep as Telesnik got it to the corner. Aubrey Biazzi back there for it. Delahunt trying to get it for Elson. Whoa, bouncing puck out in front of the net. That was dangerous, but it's cleared away by Hart. Delahunt up for Catalano. Catalano trying to get it for Biazzi. She couldn't find it. Now the Panthers are in. It's Lewington to the middle. Shoots, hit the post. Ellie Lewington just about had her second. Kalpakis swats it off her stick. Ahead for Lauren Krusel. Krusel looking for Keelan Song. It was out of her reach, but now Krusel's in. Over the line comes Krusel, trying to play it to the middle and couldn't connect with Frigi. Emery Butler. She'll send it in deep. Panthers try to clear the zone. They will just get it out past Kalpakis, who puts it right back in. Lauren Krusel for Ella Frigi. Back to Kalpakis, and now Emery Butler. Butler, red lining in. Frasca in the corner. Tiller trying to hold the zone. That will skip out past her and into Burlington territory. Addison Lee trying to turn away from the forecheck of Martone, who's in there now. Lee's got it in her skate here, trying to get it around the boards. Now she does. Thompson tries to get after it. Couldn't chip it up past Minor. Played into the middle. Keelan Song gets a poke but can't clear. Pack spins this towards the net. That tips up high and to the corner. Minor to the middle. That gets by everyone, and Chelsea Tiller's on the puck. Tiller, lead pass. Addie Butler. Butler feeds Kaylee Tiller. Tiller in on the wing. Swings around the back of the net. Kaylee Tiller with speed. Circles. Plays it off. Now to Delahunt. Her shot bouncing in front of the net, and it got away from Addie Butler. Chipped up to the blue line now, and that gets past Delahunt and out into the neutral zone. Tiller to Elson. Elson finds Butler, who will tip it into the offensive zone. Addie Delahunt now. Bounces out in front of that. Lazarou with a chance. Loose puck for Shapira. She'll fire, and Riley Manna makes the save and hangs on.
Second good defensive zone play for Maddie Delahunt there. Great stick in front to poke that puck away and make sure that that chance in the slot is nullified for sure. But I think right now the message for Kevin Greco, the team as well, is just try and rework your targeting system with some of these passes. They're really not quite connecting. Passes coming behind players or into their skates. And you want to try and tighten that up to create some offense.
Loose puck now for Lazarou. She tries to drag it to the net. Knocked away from her as it comes to the blue line. Cody looking for a tip out in front. Couldn't get it, and now Kalpakis has the puck. That took a bounce off a stanchion, and now comes to Bianca Hart. Barracudas trying to change. Comes to Kalpakis. She'll skate it in. Juliana Kalpakis drops it off. Chelsea Tiller shoots. And Sanford makes the save.
Chelsea Tiller, I think, looking for a rebound there. The Barracudas have been pressing late in this first period. They're up to 10 shots on goal. So just keep pressing, right? Keep the puck away from your goalie like you're doing now, and you'll get one sooner or later.
Glove down here by Addie Lee. Chelsea Tiller will gain the red line, dump it in. Stopped at the side of the net. Johnson. She'll send that down the ice. Chelsea Tiller goes back for it, and that's another icing against Central York. And the top line comes out for Burlington.
3:02 left in this first period, and this top line has been really hot the past couple of games. 2 goals for Haley Thompson against her former team. 2 goals yesterday against Mississauga for Kaylee Tiller. So you want to go with the hot hand right now when you're down 2.
Played around back of the net. Johnson waiting there for it. Comes up to the blue line, and Chelsea Tiller can't hold. Addison Lee retreats back for it. Plays it to Chelsea. Chelsea up the boards. Butler into the middle. Here's Haley Thompson. Thompson looking for Kaylee Tiller. Pass was in her skates as she was loose on the far side. Butler gets in for the puck battle. Has that pulled away from her by Frasca, who will chip it up to the blue line and out to center. Maddie Delahunt in deep. It's stopped behind the net. Frasca, her play up to the line. Tipped up into the body of Keelan Song. She couldn't hold the zone. Thompson now winds back. Plays it for Keelan Song. Maddie Delahunt into the middle. Flipped ahead looking for Frege there. That's turned the other way, and here comes Van Berkel. Her shot knocked away by Elson. On the far side. Elson couldn't hang on to the puck. It's chipped up to the blue line. Martone now behind the net. That took a strange bounce off the boards. At the line now, Minor sends it into the middle. That's kicked away. Comes right back to Minor. Has her stick tied up by Ella Frege, who will take her to the boards. Now Frege plays it around. Stepping up is Deckers. She holds. Deckers around for Martone. Martone back behind the net. Centering pass and a good stick from Delahunt to keep that away from Van Berkel. Abby Pack Aubrey Martone. Martone looking across for Van Berkel. It skipped away. Van Berkel again on it. Plays it down for Pack. Good shift in the offensive zone for the Panthers, but that will skip out past the defender. Keelan Song's out of gas. She can't give chase as this one bounces in on Mana, who will tip it out for Chelsea Tiller.
That was about an inch from hitting the roof as well. That went way high.
Into the final minute of the period. Addison Lee with a quick shot. Gets after the rebound in behind the net and couldn't get it out in front. Flipped up to the blue line, unable to hold it as Haxman. Now it's an odd man rush, carried ahead, working it in, and over the line, it's offside. As Shapira carried it in, and the Barracudas breathe a sigh of relief.
Yeah, a bit of a break for Burlington there. It was a 4-on-2 for Central York developing. And an offside call with a step too far in front of the puck. So face off with 41 seconds to go in this first period.
Pass up through the neutral zone is knocked down by Lazarou. Chelsea Tiller played it ahead. Addie Butler now, she works it up. Kaylee Tiller in. Tiller looking for Thompson, and she put it right through the crease. Kaylee Tiller back on it. She lost the puck behind the net. Up to the blue line, held there by Kalpakis. Goes across for Chelsea. Chelsea Tiller looking down for Kaylee. That pass missed, but now Haley Thompson's on the puck. Thompson poked off her stick. Dying seconds here. Barracuda's trying to get one last chance. Tryfin plays it to the line, but it's held by Tiller. Throws that to the net. It's knocked down. Lazarou on it, and that will do it for the first period. So another slow start for Burlington. 2 goals in that first period for Central York. They lead it 2-0 after 20 minutes. We will step away, take a break, and be back with second period action from Scotiabank Pond.
I'm Riley Manna,
I'm Mackenzie Ferguson,
and this is Pictionary.
Smiley face? Oh, the Burlington logo? Or Junior Barracudas logo?
I was gonna be like staring at your hoodie the whole time, but then I feel like she'd guess pretty quick. It's a goalie.
Yeah.
I drew those religiously when I was younger. Oh, this is gonna be bad.
Seattle logo?
No.
Money sign? That's, oh, the Toronto Scepters?
Yeah, that was good. That was really bad. That was really bad. Skate.
Yeah. That's a skate. A bike? A car?
Oh, yes.
Oh, Zamboni?
That's pretty good. Good job.
This has been Pictionary.
Thank you for watching. Oh my gosh. I think we ate that up.
Yeah.
Welcome back into Scotiabank Pond as it's a familiar situation for the Burlington Barracudas. They trail 2-0. Second time this weekend they've come out of a first period trailing by 2 and looking to find their first goal out of the third period or overtime in this tournament. So lots to work on as they look to secure their spot in a gold medal game.
It would be their first goal in before the last 10 minutes of the third period, really. For me, I think the biggest issue so far for Burlington has been that their passes haven't been connecting. You know, I think back to that chance that Kaylee Tiller had wide open in front of the net, and Thompson unfortunately put it into her skates. So they are out shooting the Panthers 10-6 after one by my count. So keep throwing it at the net, and there's a nice pass that connects.
Kaylee Tiller tried to dance her way past Janowski, couldn't get by. Addie Butler now has it in her skates, trying to dig it out. Bounces up to the blue line. Chelsea trying to hold the zone. Haley Thompson gets it across. Kaylee Tiller shoots. It's knocked down by Sanford. She couldn't corral the rebound. Janowski off the boards. Paisley stepping up. It's held by Chelsea. Tiller at the line. Bounces to Minor. Minor goes off the boards and out to center. That gets past Lee, and now it's carried in by Paisley. Lily Paisley swings back. She's chased to the boards by Chelsea Tiller. Now Van Berkel holds it on the backhand. Has that puck skip away from her. Trying to play it out in front now. And Ella Frigi gets it ahead for Keelan Song. Lauren Krusel building speed through center. Poked off her stick by Cody. Trying to get in there as Frigi, but couldn't come up with the puck. Comes to Krusel now. Krusel had some room in the middle. Didn't get a lot of that shot and ran over Audrey Martone after the play. Played up towards the line. Ordanis. Her pass for Martone got away. Comes all the way down for Delahunt. That will be icing against Central York.
Strong start to the period for the Barracudas. Unfortunately, it looks like Lauren Crusoe's going to need a new twig because that one looks broken on the ice in front of the Central York net. But a couple of good chances for Burlington, a couple of perimeter shots, and trying to penetrate in tight with the puck, but unable to get the puck on Sanford from in close. So that'll be the next step for Burlington to getting one by her.
Gabby Catalano couldn't come away with the draw. It's played around the boards by Cody. Up to the blue line. Van Berkel flips it out to center. Here's Martone. She'll fire that in on Mana, who sticks it to the corner. Pass tipped ahead out of the reach of Catalano, and here come the Panthers. Shapira. She was knocked down. It's played ahead for Catalano, who tips it up to the boards. It's a 3-on-2 for Burlington. Up the wing, Bianca Hart threads one through to the middle, and Catalano had her stick all tied up, couldn't get to the puck. Kira Johnson. Johnson has Catalano hanging off her back as Haley Thompson picks up the puck. Oh, lost an edge there, and just has to play it away from the front of the net. Down behind the goal, the Panthers with possession. It's played up to the line. Frasca got it towards the net. Emery Butler skates it ahead. Butler chips it up the boards. Johnson turns it back. It's bouncing around in front of the Burlington bench as Emery Butler tries to carry in. Had it taken away, and it's skated up by Frasca now. Frasca, she's stripped of the puck. Played for Minor. She goes off the glass and deep. Juliana Kalpakis spins away from the forecheck. Chips it up the boards. Addie Butler knocks it down. Butler for Kaylee Tiller with Haley Thompson. Tiller in, shoots, she scores! Kaylee Tiller's got another, and the Barracudas have life in the second.
How many times have we seen that all season? Kaylee Tiller walks in and rips a laser beam of a wrist shot past Sanford. Not much else you can say other than a strong 2-on-1, recovering from a turnover in your own end, carrying it down in, and making sure that shot counts.
As it's played in behind the net, Kaylee Tiller, who scored 2 in the win yesterday, has another one here as it's played back to the Burlington end. Chelsea Tiller, lead pass, Addie Butler. Barracudas have numbers here. Haley Thompson in. Butler the trailer. Thompson Works it to the corner, and she's turned back along the boards. Haley takes over, sends it off for Delahunt. She was unable to get a shot away. Puts it to the corner now for Addie Butler. Butler trying to work it out in front. That got through Sanford to the front of the net, but no Barracudas there to cash in. Bounces to Van Berkel. She lost an edge at the line. Lauren Krusel takes a swing at it, trying to advance it up the ice. Elsick, her stretch pass into the leg of Krusel, and now Van Berkel's in. Van Berkel shoots, that ramps up off a stick and out of play.
Strong defensive play as well, again, getting sticks into the shooting lanes, but Burlington really doing a good job so far this second period, disrupting the attack of the Central York Panthers and not allowing a clean zone entry to allow them to then get set up and comfortable in the offensive zone.
Oh, there's a chance out in front. Abby Pack whiffed on the shot, and the point shot is gloved by Riley Manna.
Yeah, a little bit of a break there. We've seen a couple of weird issues with potentially ice interference in the Burlington zone in particular.
As it bounces now to Van Berkel. Van Berkel sends one across to the net. They score. It sneaks through, and the Panthers are back up by 2.
Another unfortunate one for Riley Manna. Just leaks through her as she got the push across and was able to end up getting square to the puck, and the pass was late getting across as well, but Central York able to capitalize again on their chances. They haven't had too many this game so far, but they're up 3-1.
So right back where we started this second period, a 2-goal Panther lead. Haley Thompson looking to answer again, chases it down to the corner. Thompson leaves it down for Tiller. Thompson on the side of the net, loose in front. Thompson takes it and couldn't spin it to the net. Played up to the line, that will get out past everyone and into Burlington ice for an icing call against Central York.
And this is kind of what you need as the Burlington Barracudas, a quick icing call after a quick response offensively after getting scored on for a third time, and a quick face-off win.
Madison Lee Haley Thompson with a one-time shot. She rifled that wide, and I think it ends up in the netting in the corner. After a strong shot from Thompson.
This top line is right back to pressing hard. You know, you're trying to find the open spaces. Haley Thompson with a little bit of open area in the high slot, able to rip a one-timer.
Chelsea Tiller down for Haley Thompson and up to the line. Lee shoots. That was intended for a tip, but Haley Tiller couldn't get a stick on it. Lee now. Lee fires again. That's knocked down in front by Frasca. Thompson to the blue line. Lee behind the net. Addie Butler looking out front, couldn't connect with Haley Tiller, and now the Panthers are out the other way with Shapira. Shapira chips it past Tiller into the corner. Addison Lee going back after it. Shapira first to it. Chelsea Tiller takes now. Tiller. The boards for Lee. Lee will play it back behind the net for Chelsea Tiller. Lead pass. Here's Keelan Song. She has Krusel with her. Song for Krusel in the middle. It was swept away. Song has a chance. Threw it to the net, and save made by Sanford. She covers.
It's a couple of times that the Panthers have, whether accidentally or not, or on purpose, redirected the puck onto their own goaltender. Krusel was right there to try and pick up a second opportunity along with Song. And that second line as well has been really strong. They haven't quite broken through on the goal side of things this weekend. Lauren Krusel, of course, with 4 in the playoff series, but they're sniffing around today.
Skated out to center by the Panthers. Worked in here by Paisley. Paisley swings it around the back of the net. She's taken into the corner as it bounces free and out towards center as Catalano couldn't hang on to it. Back out in the neutral zone. Drop back. Here's Maddie Delahunt. Delahunt. She'll activate and skate it in. Delahunt works it in with a backhand shot that's sticked away by Sanford. Janowski She couldn't settle the puck. Here's Delahunt again. Flips it ahead, trying to connect there with Biazzi. Delahunt went into the bench there as the door was open. Now it's skated out by the Panthers, and they've got numbers on the far side. It's Martone, works in, shoots, misses the net, and it redirects up, out of play. Another close call for the Panthers.
Another crossbar for the Panthers as well. They had a shot earlier in the first period off the post, but I think Abby Catalano may have got away with one as she crossed into the Panthers zone, just bowled over a Central York player at the blue line. But the refs are letting them play.
It goes to the corner, and now up to the blue line. A shot bouncing through. Mana reaches out and pulls that back in to draw the whistle. The Panthers now taking their turn to press a little offensive.
Yeah, they haven't had a whole lot of chances. A couple of odd player rushes for the Central York and a couple of offensive zone faceoffs. But other than that, a lot of simple chances, other than their goal, of course, that Riley Mann has been able to deal with.
Kolesnik is able to hold the zone as they battle for it along the boards here. Kaylee Tiller trying to dig it free. And now they'll blow it dead. Once again, just along these boards, a hard puck battle, puck not going anywhere, and they blow it dead. And that'll trigger a change for both teams.
Difficult to tell for us as well, just because it's right up against these boards here, and the face-off staying inside the Burlington zone, so that means that the tie-up was caused by Burlington.
Out to center it goes, chipped up the boards by Johnson. Lazarou chips it up past Keelan Song. Lazarou back on the puck now. She has it knocked off her stick, comes to the line. Johnson off the boards and in deep. Lazarou, she's all tied up. It's played out in front, and Keelan Song takes it. Song sends it ahead for Lauren Cruzel. Keelan Song trying to join the rush. Cruzel works in, drops it off. Song shoots, save, rebound out in front of the net, and Freaky had to jump her stick. Tryfin plays it off the boards. It's held to the line by Chelsea Tiller. Tiller swings back and tried to play it. Another weird bounce off that. I think it's the Zamboni door there. Here's a chance out front. Song with a shot. She couldn't get it through to the net. High flip over Elson and out to center, and here's Tryfin. Tryfin flips it up past Chelsea Tiller. Tiller now ahead to Ella Freaky. Freaky over the line. Barracudas changing here as Freaky works in, takes a shot that's sticked away by Sanford. Janowski trying to get away from a bunch of traffic down there. In behind the goal now, Janowski plays it off the end board. Paisley tips it up to center. Bianca Hart battling for it with the Panthers. It's played ahead, and that's held at the line. Worked in by Paisley now. Lily Paisley to the corner, out in front of the net, a jam play. Man, got the pad down. It's loose out in front. Sea of bodies in front of the Barracuda net. Everybody in there, and now it comes free for Van Berkel. Van Berkel cycles it down low. Behind the net there is Sarah Elson, who will play this up the ice, and here come the Barracudas now with Bianca Hart trying to get away from Abby Pack. Hart chips it up the boards. It's taken away from her by Pack. Loose puck to the front of the net. Pack comes up with it. Abby Pack plays it away looking for Van Berkel there. It was out of her reach as Kalpakis gets crunched down low by Martone. Martone on it now in the corner. Martone up to the blue line. Trying to get away from Butler is Cody, and now Hatchma sends it ahead for Addie Butler. Butler trying to skate it in, trying to go skate to stick there. She chases after it in the corner, out front. Juliana Kalpakis, she got bowled over in front of the net. As it comes to the corner now. Haley Tiller's in there trying to win the puck battle. It bounces out front, and the Panthers get a chance to clear. Pack, she had her stick checked. In the corner again, up to the blue line. Out in front, and that's a hand pass as Chelsea Tiller knocked it down with the glove.
Yeah, really unfortunate play there. The hand pass on Chelsea Tiller. She did knock it down with her hand, but boy, that would have been a really grade A chance for Addie Butler in front, no one around her.
Frege out to take the draw, and we're going to have to do that again. Shapira for the Panthers, and a scramble on the face-off is one ahead for Ella Frege, who couldn't quite get past Frasca. Poked ahead here. Chelsea Tiller tried to play it out of the zone. It comes down to the corner. Back behind the net. Lazarou gets it around for her teammate out in front of the net. Now comes to the blue line. A long shot deflected. That goes wide.
That went off the head of Ella Frege, and glad she's still in the play, but she had to readjust her helmet a little bit after that one.
As Chelsea Tiller looks up ice now. Tiller for Frege. Over the line comes Frege. Works in. Shoots. That's blocked. Ashley Miner. Up for Paisley, and now Janowski. Janowski for Lewington. Lewington trying to kick it ahead. It bounces free to Janowski. Janowski back out in front. Played up to the blue line. Nobody there for the Panthers, and they have to reset in the neutral zone. Miner. Mana stops it beside the net. Back out in front. Mana got a stick on that. Now Bianca Hart's away. Hart trying to get past Miner. She'll chip it ahead. Lewington goes back for it. Lays it behind the net. Up the boards, and now a flip pass out for Paisley. Here comes Paisley. Works in, trying to cut to the outside, and Kalpakis got to stick in on that. Haley Thompson now takes the puck. Thompson trying to flip it up the board. She's turned back. Kalpakis follows up. To Lesnick. Lead pass, looking for Martone. She tries to kick it ahead. Martone on the far side now. Drops it back to the trailer, Van Berkel. Van Berkel waits, shoots. Couldn't get it to go as it's played around behind the net. Martone on it again. Aubrey Martone. Lost the puck. Butler goes after it now. Addie Butler has it in her skates here as she's checked along the far side. And once again, it'll be blown dead. That was underneath Butler, who got a shot after the play.
Well, another crossbar for the Central York Panthers. They've come close 3 times now off the iron. But I just wanted to note that I do not see Aubrey Biazzi, or no, Biazzi is on the bench, but she's not in with the line rushes. So I'm going to keep an eye on that, as Georgia Haxma's been getting a few more shifts in this second period.
Haley Thompson with a steal here. She goes after it down low. Thompson trying to drag it around. Nebraska Thompson got hammered. That's going to be a penalty. It's Anastasia Tryfin who took Thompson down into the corner, and the Barracudas will get the first power play of this game.
And they're just going with 2 on the body check, but I was wondering if they might bring it up to 4 just because of the impact and the way Tryfin caught Haley Thompson, but she's still out there on the ice anyways for this first power play for Burlington.
Barracudas win the draw, and here's Chelsea Tiller. Tiller skates it in, looking to the net, fired that off a body and wide. Addie Butler now for Chelsea Tiller. Chelsea goes across for Addison Lee. Lee skates it in, takes a shot, that's blockered away by Sanford. Comes around the boards to Lee again. Addie Lee across, Chelsea Tiller. Tiller for Kaylee with a shot, and she whipped that high and wide. Lee skates it in, turns back, plays at the line for Haley Thompson. She's got some room, walks in and drops it off. Chelsea Tiller a shot that didn't get through to the net, and Paisley will flip this down the ice. Barracudas make a change as Addison Lee activates and starts the rush. For Ella Frege, trying to tip that on for Song. They were on the same page there, and it's played back down by the Panthers. Chelsea Tiller off to the wing. Barracudas can't gain the zone. Tiller will play it to Frigi, and they try the other side. Frigi in over the line. Stops up, feeds the point for Elson. Elson goes across to Delahunt. Matty Delahunt trying to settle the puck down. Shoots! That's kicked away by Sanford and fired down the ice once again.
Central York doing a great job of, again, not allowing Burlington this time to get a clean zone entry with this second power play unit. Got the one in there with one shot, but no sustained pressure for Unit 2.
In come the Barracudas again. Now Ella Frigi fires it to the net. Loose in front of the goal, and Sanford took a second to find it, but no Barracudas in the vicinity able to capitalize. 10 seconds of power play time to go now for Burlington.
Man, all you really needed was just a stick to nudge that down and in, because Sanford did not have her pad extended. It was tucked in next to her, so that would have gone in.
Long shot from Kalpakis. That sails wide. Haley Tiller on it now as the penalty expires, and out come the Panthers with Van Berkel. They've got two. Van Berkel working in, takes the shot, and Mena makes the save, and then after that, Thompson is going to get called for a penalty out in front of the Barracuda goal as she bumped. That was Kara Johnson. And now it'll be the Panthers' turn to go to the power play.
Maybe a little bit of retribution from Haley Thompson, taking a little bit too far in front of her own net. She's the one that got hit on the first power play for Burlington and now has to serve one herself.
So 5 minutes to go here in the second period. Kolesnik sends it across. Cody turns and puts it down behind the net for Abby Pack. Pack drops it back for Van Berkel. Van Berkel takes the shot. Bouncing puck goes across, and Mana gets across to make a big save. Flipped up to the blue line, but not out. Kolesnik goes across. Here's a one-time shot. Oh, that hit the post. Back across. Here's a one-time shot. Fanned on by Van Berkel. Kalpakis up to the blue line. Not out. Another try. Kaylee Tiller took a couple swings at it. Couldn't clear now. It does. Come out to center, and now Kaylee Tiller is going to get dinged. Kolesnik drops it off for Cody, and now Wardanis carries it over the line. Drops it off, and it will roll to Mana. And we get the call. 56 seconds of 5-on-3 upcoming here as Kaylee Tiller will go.
It's a tough one for Kaylee Tiller as well. She's really just trying to make her way around the player in front of her and extends her arms a little bit too much and causes the ref to call a cross check.
Barracuda's no strangers to penalty trouble. We saw a lot of it in yesterday's game. The penalty kill came up huge for them, including a full 2-minute 5-on-3 kill.
Yeah, 8 for 9 on the penalty kill.
As they get an early clear. Sanford leaves it behind the net for Minor. Minor now to Janowski. Janowski in behind the net, trying to kick it up to her stick. Feeds the point now for Minor. Minor sends it across. Here's Martone with a shot, and Delahunt got in front of that. Martone again walks in, plays it down to the corner. Back up top. Minor shoots, hit the crossbar. The Panthers ring iron again. Paisley trying to drag it around Frigi. Frigi steps into her, a pass out in front of the net, and nobody there for Central York. Played down to the corner now. Taken back behind the net. We're back to 5-on-4 as Haley Thompson returns to the ice. Janowski around the net for Paisley. Paisley trying to come out of the corner. Leaves it off. Paisley goes across. Pass out in front of the net, and nobody able to get a stick on it for the Panthers. Back up top. Here's Minor with a shot kicked away by Mana. Down low. Here's Lazarou. Coming out of the corner, feeds the point. Johnson trying to skate her way in. She'll spin back. Johnson into the middle, fanned on the shot, and it was knocked away. Comes free for a shot and a glove save made by Riley Manna.
And a really timely glove save as well to hang on to it. Tired penalty killers out there. Friggy, Delahunt, and Elson had been out there for the entirety of the 5-on-3, and that ended with 1:04 to go in the penalty to Kaylee Tiller. So they've been out there for an extended period of time, but really great work to keep that puck away from Manna.
Down low and now up to the blue line. Lewington back in deep, rink-wide pass. That's deflected away, looking to connect there with Tryfit. Johnson to the corner. In deep and back up to the point for Johnson. Johnson feeds it down low again. Dying seconds. Kaylee Tiller returns to the ice. So the Barracudas get the kill. Quick shot, they score. It's Audrey Martone sneaks one under the pad of Riley Manna. And the Panthers have extended their lead to 3.
Just another tough one for Riley Manna. She's having to deal with these unfortunate little deflections, and the puck is just not quite getting to her cleanly. And that one, again, off a Barracuda stick in front, gets through her because of the redirection it takes. But Central York also has hit 5 posts in this game already. So Manna's clearly doing something right, where she's closing off the options, and otherwise they're just hitting the iron.
Here come the Panthers again. Van Berkel going to the net. Passing to Rastage, gets a backhand shot away that Manna's able to seal the ice. Catalano, she's dragged down by Pack. Now Bianca Hart. Hart carries it over the line, trying to drive to the net. Centering pass, and getting a stick on that was Cody. Puck comes loose for Catalano. Catalano spinning away from a check, couldn't get it past Van Berkel, and Cody will play it up to the line. Pack can't clear. Kalpakis spins away from her. Kalpakis advancing now. Chips it up the boards. Going back for it. Here is Van Berkel. She sends it ahead, and here comes Ordanis. Ordanis trying to drag it past Emery Butler. Couldn't do it, and now Lauren Cruzel's out the other way. Cruzel trying to speed up the wing. She's bodied off the puck by Ashley Miner. They collide down low, and we're going to get a penalty call here against Lauren Cruzel.
Yeah, that's a questionable one for me. It's Lauren Cruzel who's trying to work her way to the puck and is held up on her way there, so much so that the player that she's tied up with gets knocked down. And for me, that's not a penalty call that needs to be made.
So with 46 seconds to go, the Panthers will go to the power play once again. Their goal came just after the penalty expired, so not a power play goal. As Paisley comes up with it behind the net. Got it out and up to the blue line. Long shot, tipped and didn't get through to the net. Paisley. Shadowed here by Keelan Song. Paisley down and now up to the blue line. Miner winds and shoots. That's blocked by Frigi. That took a bite out of Ella Frigi. But comes out to center. Miner. Over the line, an offside called against Central York. 18 seconds on the clock here in the second period.
Well, you know, we keep saying this is not unfamiliar territory for this Barracuda team. They have not yet led a game so far in these playoff, in these this weekend. But it's the tallest mountain that they're gonna have to try and climb so far this weekend as well. Down 4-1 after 2 periods of play.
Sent all the way down the ice here, and that should just about do it for period number 2. So Kaylee Tiller got the Barracudas on the board, but 2 responses from Central York have them up 4-1 after 40 minutes, and the Barracudas will have to claw their way back once again this weekend. We'll step away and be back with third period action from Scotiabank Pond.
I'm Riley Manna.
I'm Mackenzie Ferguson,
And this is
Pictionary. Smiley face? Oh, the Burlington logo? Or Junior Barracudas logo?
I was gonna be like staring at your hoodie the whole time, but then I feel like she'd guess pretty quick. It's a goalie.
Yeah.
I drew those religiously when I was younger. Oh, this is gonna be bad.
Seattle logo?
No.
Money sign? That's, oh, the Toronto Scepters?
Yeah, that's good. That was really bad. That was really bad. Skate.
Yeah. That's a skate. A bike? A car?
Oh, yes.
Oh, Zamboni?
That's pretty good. Good job.
This has been Pictionary.
Thank you for watching. Oh my gosh. I think we ate that up.
Yeah.
Welcome back into Scotiabank Pond as we are just about set for third period action here in the Barracudas in a big hole. Down 4-1 to the Central York Panthers and trying to keep their medal hopes alive here and a chance of playing tomorrow alive. Mackenzie Ferguson in the net for Burlington after Riley Manna gave up 4. Not really a bad game for Riley Manna. Some unfortunate breaks and maybe just looking to pick something up is Kevin Greco as they're on the penalty kill to start period 3. Bianca Hart going after the puck, and now it's sent ahead by Johnson for the Panthers. Addie Lee gets to that puck, and she'll fire this down the ice.
I think you're exactly right, Jaden. Again, none of those goals were really to be blamed on Riley Manna, so I think this is the shakeup that Kevin Greco is trying to put into the team, putting in Mackenzie Ferguson, who also had a stellar game yesterday, to try and give the team a new goalie boost in this third period.
Well, here come the Panthers now. Worked in, sending it across, looking for Martone, and Chelsea Tiller did well to break that up. Comes to the blue line. Johnson works it deep. Back behind the net is Tryfin. Tryfin for Martone. Flips it back for Tryfin, and she'll backhand it up to the line. 22 seconds to go in the power play. Tryfin looking across. Martone couldn't gather, shoots, and there's Mackenzie Ferguson's first stop of this game. In behind the net it goes. Shapira comes up with the puck again, sends it across for Johnson. Johnson works it to the middle, and that's knocked down for Audrey Biazzi as penalty expires here. Back on the ice is Lauren Krusel. In behind the net it goes. Cycled back. Here's Ella Frigi. Frigi skates it up the ice, gets away from one, and now works it up through the center. Frigi. She's all tied up here as it's played back to the line. Not able to hold it there with Sarah Elson as she works it in deep. Stopped at the side of the net by Sanford. Back in behind the goal to Lesnick. Sends it to the point. Stepping up there is Elson. She can't hold the line, and in comes Pack now. Abby Pack working in. Plays it to an open area. Van Berkel catches up. Van Berkel circles the net. Feeds it to the blue line. Now Pack. She's taken to the boards by Frigi. Maddie Delahunt goes after the loose puck in deep. Tip to the middle here, and Krusel got it out, but just barely, and Janowski takes it right back in. Maddie Delahunt leaves it for Sarah Elson. Elson, her pass out to the neutral zone was turned back, and in come the Panthers again. A sharp angle shot from Paisley, and Ferguson makes a sharp stop there. Long lead pass. Addie Butler will chase after this one. No icing as she's the first on the puck. Haley Thompson throws that to the net. Sanford wasn't quite back in her cage, but got there in time to stop Thompson and draw a whistle.
Yeah, Haley Thompson just trying to catch the goaltender flat-footed as Sanford played it up the boards away from Butler, but Thompson was right there to try and get a shot on.
Thompson will retreat out into the neutral zone here, plays it across for Emery Butler. Emery for Addie. And on the near side as Kaylee Tiller tries to take it. Played around the boards. Lewington there. Stepping up is Kalpakis. Juliana Kalpakis. Worked it to the corner, but couldn't get it deep. The Panthers another chance to clear here. Thompson holding it at the blue line as it's mired in there in front of the Panther bench. Now taking it out is Minor. Ashley Minor goes across for Deckers. Deckers sends it ahead, couldn't connect with Paisley, and now it's Kaylee Tiller working in. Kaylee Tiller trying to drag it through to the net. She's bumped away as it rolls in on goal and is covered up by Sanford.
And Kaylee Tiller tried to step around Briar Deckers and was held up and taken down as she tried to work her way to the net after getting a light shot off. No call, and I think some words were exchanged, which was what the reaction on the ice was about.
Played across. Here's Chelsea Tiller at the point. Plays it down behind the net. Gabby Catalano. Catalano sends it around the boards. Addison Lee seals the wall to keep it in. Panthers take it as It comes around to the near side. Worked up towards the blue line, and now it'll be taken out by Lazarou. Addison Lee leaves it there for Chelsea Tiller. She goes off the glass and out to center. Biazzi trying to chip it past Johnson, couldn't get it ahead. Played to the middle. Here's Aubrey Biazzi. Biazzi skates it in, trying to drive the net. Biazzi to the goal. Had to just roll off her stick as she got a step there on Johnson. Here come the Panthers now with Shapira. Shapira gets it to the blue line, then she'll fire it in. Sarah Elson steps around to check. Elson ahead. There's Georgia Haxma. The call up, she couldn't hang on to the puck, and now Pack works in. Pack shoots, put that off the side of the net. Van Berkel trying to get out in front, and Maddie Delahunt with a good stick there. Keelan Song goes to the attack. Ella Frigi battles for it as it is picked up here by the Panthers. Sent ahead for Van Berkel. Flips this in deep. Ferguson out to play it. She leaves it for Delahunt. On the near side now, Juliana Kalpakis starts the rush, carries it in over the line, drops it back for Haxma. Haxma into the middle. That pass behind Frigi as it was deflected on its way. Near side now, Martone, who has the goal that put the Panthers up by 3. Haley Thompson collects the loose puck. Thompson finds Emery Butler. She puts it up the wing for Kaylee Tiller. Janowski lost an edge. Tiller in over the line. Swings around the back of the net. Was going to maybe try a wrap around there. She lost her footing as Paisley skates it ahead now. Pass through the middle from Lewington. That missed. She's back on the puck now. Ellie Lewington. She's checked here by Chelsea Tiller. Now Addie Butler going after the puck. Butler cuts to the middle. Butler stops up, tries to get a shot away. Didn't get a lot on it after Miner got a stick in front. Here comes Tryfon now trying to get to this puck ahead of Addison Lee. Lee takes it into the boards. Chelsea Tiller in there as well. Catalano got it free. Now Tiller around the boards up towards the blue line. Biazzi can't clear. Catalano now takes over. Gabby Catalano has Lazarou on her. Catalano gets away. Trying to cut around, lost the puck as Frasca knocked it off her stick. Catalano back on it, trying to cut to the middle. Had it taken away by Lazarou. High flip down the ice here as Delahunt goes back after it, and icing called against Central York.
A timely icing for Burlington here. We're approaching the midway point of this third period, and Burlington has not scored a goal yet. But not for without trying. Again, they've had the puck in the offensive zone, but they just haven't really got it strongly onto Sanford.
As that shot bounced off a leg and away from the net, Lazarou will skate it away. Chips it past Delahunt and gives chase in the corner. Down low it goes. Back out of the corner it comes. Ordanis in the middle. Had that taken off her stick by Ella Frigi, who chips it up the boards and out to center. Cody poked away from her, and here come the Barracudas. It's Song with Frigi. Keelan Song drops it off. Ella Frigi stopped by Sanford. Lauren Krusel on the puck now. Had that poked away. It bounces out to center, and Emery Butler will fire it right back in. Barracudas have to tag up for the offside, so some time here for Cody. Lauren Krusel takes it in deep. Ella Frigi in there. She couldn't hang on to the puck, and now it's Martone. Audrey Martone feeds it ahead for Van Berkel. Van Berkel trying to spin away from Emery Butler. She stuck with her, and now Addie Butler's got it. She lost the plate out in front of the net, and that got away. Here come the Barracudas. They've got 3. Haley Thompson with the puck. Thompson works it in, holds, shoots from a sharp angle, blockered away by Sanford. Haley Thompson on it again, trying to protect the puck as she's checked. Got it to her stick. Saucer pass across for Chelsea Tiller. Chelsea, long shot, looking for the tip from Kaylee. She was all tangled up in front of the net. Around the net it goes, a hard check, and it's going to be another penalty here against Burlington. Kaylee Tiller behind the net, and here come the Panthers. Turning back is Janowski as she's taken to the boards, and we get the penalty call as a couple Panthers come in there after the fact. And we'll get the call here on Kaylee Tiller.
Yeah, I assume it's going to be another body checking penalty against Kaylee Tiller. But again, you know, Tiller is a big body who is really strong on the puck. And that's another case where she's trying to get by another player, and the player gets in her way, and Kaylee Tiller skates through her. So for me, that's, again, a tough one to swallow for Burlington, who's desperately trying to get back into this game, and now the Central York coach wants to talk about something.
So it'll be 2 minutes for the body check, 11:29 to go in this period. Burlington still trailing by 3, as this will make that comeback just a little more difficult for Burlington. They need 3 to tie, 4 to take the lead, and it will likely need to be a regulation win for Burlington if they want a chance to play for gold. So mountain to climb now for the Barracudas.
They are currently out shooting Central York in this third period 7-2, but a lot of those shots unfortunately haven't really been very strong ones. They've been pucks directed on goal that Sanford has had to deal with, but they haven't really been anything that's tested her, and that's going to be the issue for Burlington midway through this third period.
Panthers get the face-off win. Lazarou shoots. That didn't get through. Rebound out in front of the net, and it's swung wide as Paisley had that chance. Gabby Catalano gets in on the puck battle. It's worked to the line. Ashley Miner down low. Here comes Lazarou. Works it in. Sent that wide of the net. Near side now. Played to the corner. Janowski. Shadowed by Delahunt. Delahunt is taken to the boards by Janowski. Trying to kill off some time on the penalty here. Delahunt. Paisley got it away. It's played to the line, but kicked down by Miner. Miner across for Lazarou. Demi Lazarou into the middle. Paisley shoots. Save Ferguson. Rebound. They score. It's a power play goal and a 4-goal Panther lead.
Not much else you can say about that one. Offensive opportunity for the Panthers. The Barracudas can't clear it out. It's held in on the near point. They keep the cycle going and work it towards the high slot, and a rebound shot like that from the far side of the net is going to be difficult for any goalie to track after they've just made one save that was square to the puck in front.
It comes down to the corner. Burlington now. The mountain looking more like a cliff face in front of them as Tryfin drops it off. Martone in the corner. Martone back to the blue line. A long shot. That missed the net. Martone after it. Shapira. She's taken to the boards by Ella Frigi. As they battle for it along the far side. Kalpankis up to the blue line across. Johnson's shot skips wide of the net. And now Emery Butler. Butler skates it up the ice. Had Bruzel hollering for a pass. Butler spins off a check, sends it out in front of that loose puck. Frigi tries a backhand. She was tied up by Johnson. Chipped out and into Burlington territory.
That's again another opportunity that Burlington has the puck in the offensive zone but does not get a shot towards Sanford. And I'm sensing some individual efforts that maybe need to be spread out a little bit more amongst the team to try and get Sanford moving and get shots in on her that really test her.
Chelsea Tiller going back after it. Reverse down for Addison Lee. Lee sends it ahead. Haley Thompson works it in. Thompson has Haxma with her. Georgia Haxma looking out in front of the net. That sticked away, and now Haley Thompson on the puck. Thompson. Cole trying to play it across, has that taken away, and it's skated out now by Ordanis, who flips it down the ice.
Haxma getting a shift on this top line for Burlington. Kevin Greco potentially trying to protect Kaylee Tiller a little bit from being assessed another penalty that would really put this game out of reach for them.
As that play was knocked down with a high stick, which will halt play. 8:35 to go in this third period. And for the Panthers, they came into this game nothing really to play for in the tournament except to play the spoiler, which they have done to this point.
They certainly have. You know, if this does come to the end, every team in this group will have been upset by a lower seed at least once. So we'll see if Burlington can prevent that from happening with 8.5 to go.
As Maddie Delahunt tries to get it ahead for Catalano. She's bumped as the puck comes free to the corner. Briar Deckers across from Minor. She tried to play it around. It comes to Deckers. Deckers. High flip. It's tipped ahead here by Lewington. Lewington chasing after into the corner. Here's Paisley to the middle. Had the puck skip away from her. And the Barracudas are out the other way with Biazzi. As Catalano joining her. Aubrey Biazzi drags and shoots that. At a glance, the blocker goes to the corner. Biazzi plays it out in front of the net, trying to connect with Cruzel, and we get a whistle, and
we finally got a power play for Burlington again in this third period. Paisley's going off for a body check. It happened on the near boards here, so we weren't really able to get a good look at it, but Catalano and Biazzi both went into the near boards to try and come up with the puck, and somebody got knocked over, so power play for Burlington.
It's the second unit starting here for the Barracudas on the power play. Lazarou chips it up the boards, and here's a chance for the Panthers shorthanded. Demi Lazarou, Delahunt catching up. Lazarou to the middle, shoots, misses the net. Sarah Elson, she's all tied up behind the goal. As the Barracudas power play sputtering to start here in the third. Lauren Cruzel chips it up the boards, giving chase. Cruzel reaching for it, couldn't reach that puck to get it to Frege. Addison Lee drops it back to Chelsea Tiller. Barracudas make the change now. Cruzel. In deep it goes for Biazzi. Biazzi for Keelan Song, returns the pass. Song now up to the blue line. Addison Lee walks the point, plays it down for Keelan Song. Song up top. Chelsea Tiller. Tiller at the line. Swings it back down low. Near side, it goes in deep to Biazzi. And around the boards it comes up to Addison Lee. Lee across. Chelsea Tiller walks in, shoots, hit a body in front. Biazzi holds on, cycles it back down for Keelan Song. Song back up top. Here's Chelsea Tiller. Tiller trying to get it back to the corner, and that's fired right into the Central York bench. That had a lot of heat on it. And we're going to get a penalty call here. This is a cross-check against Keelan Song.
Yeah, this is just a soft call, really. Keelan is behind the play, trying to go after the puck, and again ends up extending her arms into Central York Panther. And so unless Burlington can get something going shorthanded, this might be it for them in this third period.
4-on-4 for 25 seconds as Juliana Kalpakis sends it across for Haley Thompson. Thompson cutting into the middle. Haley Thompson shoots. That's knocked down by Sanford. Out come the Panthers the other way. Delahunt disrupting that play as Kalpakis lost the puck. It's carried in by Ordenis. She fired it wide. All on the near side as this is played rink wide. Kalpakis will go back for it. Delahunt flips it up the boards here as now the Panthers are on the power play. Van Berkel works it in and shoots. That trickles through and is covered up by Mackenzie Ferguson. And Jared, as you mentioned, no sign of Kaylee Tiller since that penalty as Kevin Greco has shaken things up a little bit in the last half of this period.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of minds to it, right? You know, she does have 3 goals now with the goal she scored in this game, but at the same time, you know, if you do still have a chance of playing for bronze tomorrow, you want to make sure that nothing either happens to her or she doesn't go out and do something that would risk her being able to play in that game tomorrow. You want your full strength or as much strength as you can have. So I understand the reasoning here, especially because unfortunately I do think this game is just out of reach for Burlington.
A tough way for this game to go for Burlington. Felt like they had, they're on the face-off. Sarah Ellison got knocked down, and you can hear the disdain from the Burlington supporters section. Van Berkel throws it through to the net. Ferguson covers up as Abby Pack was right in her kitchen. He took a shot from Juliana Kalpakis. But Jared, it just felt like first 2 days of this tournament, there was some magic with this Burlington team, and just feels like it kind of ran out today.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. You know, they've had a little bit of adversity to deal with, you know, with Keelan Song going down in the first game against Durham, missing yesterday's game, but coming back. And so you've got that extra body in Georgia Haxma on the bench as well that Kevin Greco's been able to utilize. But today, I don't know, it just hasn't quite worked out for them. Again, you know, puck luck comes into it, and it just hasn't quite gone the way that Burlington certainly wanted it to go against a team that is the lower seed.
As Tryfin will send it up to the line. Lewington goes across. Here's Johnson with a shot. Ferguson save, and she'll cover the rebound, and a little more rough stuff after the whistle. Juliana Kalpakis running into Shapira.
Well, we saw a lot of this yesterday from Ferguson. She's doing a really great job of, if there is a rebound, that it's not being shot back out. It's dropping down next to her in a way that she can quickly pounce on it and make sure that there's no more opportunities.
Loose puck in front of the net. Ferguson down. It's still free, and able to clear it out is Bianca Hart. Emery Butler. She'll play it around to Kalpakis as the penalty is over, so we're back to 5-on-5 here. 4 minutes left in this game. Just chased down to the corner. Gabby Catalano trying to come out in front of the net. That's picked up and covered by Sanford with 3:43 to go.
Well, an offensive zone faceoff coming up for Burlington, and Georgia Haxma is out there again with Thompson and Butler, so I think it is official that we probably won't see Kaylee Tiller once again in this game, just to try and protect her for a potential matchup tomorrow.
Down to the corner, a play off the side of the net. That was free for Paisley as she will skate it out to center. Backhands it past Haxma. That's past Delahunt here as well. She'll turn it up the ice. Here's Haxma. Bumped by Paisley. Lazarou in there as well, trying to get it out. For Elson now, and she feeds Thompson. Thompson ahead for Addie Butler. Pass behind her down the ice, and icing called against Burlington. And again, those passes just haven't been working for the Barracudas through center.
No, I'm not too sure what it is, to be honest. But, yeah, the passes just aren't quite connecting, whether it's through the neutral zone or down in the offensive zone with a pass to the slot that you want to be able to ring off a shot on goal. But it's funny because this is the only game that Burlington has outshot their opponent in this weekend, and yet they're trailing their biggest deficit yet.
As it rolls down the ice, Cody will go back for it for the Panthers. She feeds it ahead. Martone there. She's turned back at the blue line, and Van Berkel will skate it back towards Panther ice. Pass up into the Burlington zone. Chelsea Tiller. Lead pass finds Lauren Krusel. Krusel for Frege. Frege works it in, trying to drop it back for Krusel, and pass kicked away by the Panther defender. Over the line comes Van Berkel now. Van Berkel waits and shoots. That hit a body and gets away. Here's Johnson. Johnson holding it on the backhand, trying to get it out in front of the net. Frigi, as Krusel was taken down. Biazzi trying to slip up the board. She's bumped, and then Frigi takes a run at Martone. As Ferguson stops that to the side of the net. Emery Butler sends it ahead for Biazzi. Biazzi on the wing, trying to thread one through to the net. It goes wide. Kalpakis comes up with the loose puck now. Juliana Kalpakis in behind the goal. Kalpakis tries a wrap around, able to get the paddle down there with Sanford. Catalano leaves it there for Emery Butler. Butler chips it to the corner. Hard out in front of that. Biazzi with a shot that didn't get through to the front of the net. Stepping up is Kalpakis to hold the zone, but just for a moment, and the Panthers are away. It's Shapira on the wing. Shapira works in, takes a shot. She missed the net. Haley Thompson plays it to the middle. Biazzi has to settle that puck down. Spins away from the pressure here of the Panthers. Haley Thompson skates it ahead now. Thompson into the offensive zone. She's taken off the puck by Miner as Haxma gets in on the forecheck. We're into the final minute of the third period. Here's it set down the ice. Lewington wins the race to the puck and is taken to the boards by Delahunt. Played it out to the front of the net. No Panthers there. Thompson skates it to center. Lift ahead out of the reach of Butler. Played in deep again by the Panthers as Ferguson will step out to play it. Janowski. Paisley in the corner. Paisley takes it behind the net. Back up to the point. That bounces away and down the ice. Cody up along the boards for Janowski, and Sarah Elson will ring it around the boards. Lauren Krusel trying to get it to the middle. That bounces up off the far side boards as it's played out front for Paisley, and time will drain here. So the Central York Panthers play the spoiler. Take down the Barracudas 5-1 in this final round robin game, and for Burlington, gold medal hopes dashed on this Saturday afternoon.
Well, and it's going to depend as well exactly how things went with Mississauga and Durham. Looks like a 6-2 victory for Durham over Mississauga. So stay updated on our social media with exactly how things line up for tomorrow. It's still a possibility that Burlington plays for bronze. And so we will be here for that. If that does happen, the game will be at 12:30. But this game, you kind of mentioned earlier that the magic seems to have fizzled out a little bit, and you can only get outshot so often before it does come back to bite you a little bit. And unfortunately for Burlington, they were heavily outshot in their first two games that ended up being upsets against the second and third place Mississauga Hurricanes and Durham West Lightning. But here, it's the Central York Panthers that make the upset, and in a dominant fashion as well. Again, it's difficult to blame anything specific. None of Central's main goals really were anything that were too nice. So there were a lot of deflections, a lot of, redirections and things like that ended up going Central York's way. And so we'll see what happens tomorrow.
Well, yes, as mentioned, stay tuned. Bronze medal game potentially still in the books for Burlington. That would be tomorrow at 12:30. Stay tuned on our socials to see what comes from that. But that will do it for us today. We'll be back with either the bronze medal game or provincials in a couple of weekends. Thank you again for joining us. And before we go, a thank you to our sponsors.